another spooky, scary Saturday. My name is Kristen. I do beauty-related, spooky-related, fun sort of videos here on YouTube as well as here on Instagram. However you are viewing this. Our movie of the week was Texas Chainsaw Massacre, as you can tell. Before we go on and hop on into that, if you are new here, welcome. Go ahead, do yourself a favor. If you're watching this on YouTube, hit that subscribe and that bell icon to be notified when I upload new videos. I will be posting a spooky series Saturday, every Saturday heading up to Halloween. And if you are on Instagram, make sure you like this video. If you want, share it out in your stories. The more the merrier as we spread this around just to support a local stylist right now during these times. All right, so let's go ahead and roll into it. All right, and rolling into the original The Texas Chainsaw Massacre came out in 1974, and a lot of people credit this one as sort of the film that created the slasher genre, you would say, just because the formula that was made when filming this movie and just the visuals of itself, it's very much creating something, I mean, truly unique at the time, and was kind of set the standard that everyone replicated when making slasher films like this afterwards. So, rolling into the plot for those who are not familiar, when Sally hears that her grandfather's grave may have been vandalized, she and her brother, who is also in a wheelchair, and a couple of their friends, they set out to investigate in sort of like a minivan sort of scenario, or almost like a Volkswagen van sort of thing. After a detour to their family's old farmhouse, they discover a group of crazed, murderous outcasts living next door. As the group is attacked one by one by the chainsaw-wielding Leatherface, probably the most notorious known killer from the movie, who he wears a mask of human skin. The survivors, or I guess survivor, must do everything that she can to escape. And it's just great because, I mean, you really do see one by one the other couple that Sally and her boyfriend and brother go with. They are the first to sort of stumble upon the house of the Sawyer family, and that's when you see Leatherface. He goes after first the guy and then the girl, and just very iconic scenes.
Kirk?
Then her boyfriend goes out looking for the other couple. Still, they didn't know what was going on. They just thought they lost their friends, basically. And when he doesn't come back, Sally and her brother go out into the dark by this point, looking for him and the couple that originally was missing. And that is when just one of the greatest chase scenes, I would say this chase scene is what really pinpoints, and everyone follows that chase scenario afterwards. I mean, slasher killers, it really becomes something when you've got that good chase of running for your life sort of feel to it. Her brother does end up dying as well, and she goes through this horrendous act running from him, and then eventually, like, there's a whole long drawn out chase scene with just the adrenaline pumping. I mean, you can feel it. Eventually she stumbles into a safe place, she thinks, with local kind of police, you would say, or kind of the sheriff deputy of the area. You think, oh, she's fine. And then she realizes, wait, no, she's not. She gets that feeling, and I think he, like, knocks her out, definitely, like, bashes her in one, and then kind of puts her in his car, and then you realize he's taking her to the family, which they are all a part of, and you eventually see her with, there was a hitchhiker that they picked up at the beginning. He is there. Leatherface is there. My favorite grandpa, he is there. I love the part where they are kind of saying, like, oh, let grandpa kill her, like, he's the best at it, he'll make it painless, like, he's been killing longer than any of us. And I mean, just looking at grandpa, you think he's gonna plop down dead in any second. Like, when you first meet him, you think he is. So eventually, through all of that, she is able to escape. She hitches a ride with just a local truck driving by, and she makes it. With Leatherface kind of wielding his chainsaw after her in the wind. One of the best scenes by far. And I mean, they use the Texas Chainsaw Massacre in like film class. Can't say the word right now. They always go back to this just because cinematic history is made with the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and just the filming quality of it is something, it's an experience. Truly watching this film, it is a wholehearted experience. So that is the basic rundown plot. For those who are not familiar, those are the things we already knew, and here are the fun facts that maybe you didn't know. As most of us know, the inspiration for the Texas Chainsaw Massacre was surprisingly diverse, ranging from the director and co-director Tobe Hooper's attempt to make a modern retelling of Hansel and Gretel to real-life Wisconsin murderer and corpse defiler Ed Gein. According to Hooper, though, the light bulb moment that really ignited the film came at a department store during the Christmas 1972 holiday shopping rush. He says, there were these big Christmas crowds, I was frustrated, and I found myself near a display rack of chainsaws. I just kind of zoned in on it. I did a rack focus to the saws, and I thought, I know a way to get through this crowd really quickly. Leatherface, also being known after Ed Gein, as we know, but he is also allegedly based on a real-life person that Hooper knew. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre was not the original title. They had gone through a few. I think one of them even included Head Cheese, Leatherface, until finally it just kind of hit them, and obviously it became a masterpiece. It is not a true story, though the real crimes of Ed Gein did influence. That was all kind of created, the film you're about to see is an account. Like, that was all made as marketing, really. And again, one of the first of its kind, if not the first, to kind of market something that it is real, kind of like it's almost like found footage before there was even such a thing, like, you know, things like Quarantine, Cloverfield, things of that sort. The director and producer really were shooting for a PG rating, despite its reputation for its gruesome effects, everything of that sort. The gore, it's almost more suggested rather than depicted. You don't actually see it. Like, most people kind of forget that almost because it's so beautifully made. You think at one point that you see this girl get impaled, but she doesn't. You just see a hook, and then you see her, and then it cuts out. That's it. No impaling whatsoever. Running out of time here, gotta wrap this up. I love this film. It is the staple. Anyone who's getting into horror, especially slasher, has to see at least once. Because, like I said, the just imagery in it, you think you're actually being exposed to so much more than you actually are. It is just a staple. Everyone has to check out at least once. So, let me know what you think about this, and go ahead, check out some of my other videos that you kind of see going on here if we're on YouTube, and then I will see you all next week for another spooky, scary Saturday. Stay spooky.